From the shores of Lindon, the High Elves march in flawless formation, their weapons forged in the wisdom of ages past. Ahead lies a shadowed war camp of unknown origin, encroaching upon the western frontiers of Middle-earth. Calm yet vigilant, the elves move to confront whatever force dares disturb the peace of the West. Under the banner of the Black Kraken, Euron Greyjoy establishes a foothold in the western edge of Middle-earth. This is no mere raid. Having set his claims across the seas of Westeros, Euron now seeks a greater prize: to spread the reach of House Greyjoy beyond his own world, forcing Middle-earth to feel the wrath and ambition of the most feared captain in the Seven Kingdoms. Armed and waiting for the inevitable counterattack, Euron's men believe they are ready for whatever the natives can muster. But their expectations crumble the moment their scouts return. It is not simple tribes rising against them. It is the High Elves of Middle-earth, a power older and far deadlier than any enemy from the Seven Kingdoms. The archers of Lindon let fly a sweeping storm of arrows. In an instant, the impact tears through the Ironborn lines, a reminder of why Elven marksmanship is feared across Middle-earth. With arrows still sweeping over the battlefield, the disciplined infantry of Lindon moves out from behind the lines. Their march is unwavering as they approach the Greyjoy encampment, preparing to storm it with precision and force. The continuous arrow barrage breaks apart the Greyjoy vanguard, leaving their defense shaken. As the Lindon infantry draws near the enemy camp, they pause, reading the battlefield with practiced discipline. In the next heartbeat, a single echoing roar rises from their ranks, and the elves unleash their full charge. The clash of two worlds is now underway. With unwavering precision, the High Elves of Lindon sweep into the Greyjoy camp, overwhelming the Ironborn as the battlefield descends into a storm of steel and fury. Steel meets steel as swords and spears crash together, armor buckling under the force. Above it all, arrows streak through the air, mingling with the chaos that engulfs the battlefield. Amid the turmoil, Lindon's steady advance cast open the Greyjoy formation, signaling the beginning of their unravelment. Through the swirling chaos, another wave of Elven soldiers surges forward, aiming for an unguarded gate on the far side of the camp. With no cover to stop them, they pour through the opening, sweeping into the camp as steel meets steel once more. The elves breach the outer line and enter the Greyjoy camp, but the Ironborn react instantly, intercepting them from deep within the encampment. With attackers pressing from behind and defenders striking from ahead, a violent two-front struggle engulfs the battlefield. Then, another wave of the Lindon army moves up, reinforcing the line with precise coordination. They pour into the main battlefield to secure the bridge, expanding Lindon's hold on the contested ground. Step by step, their organized advance tightens the noose around the enemy's defense. With the Greyjoy army in chaos, Lindon troops surge in with ruthless determination. They crash into the camp, cutting through scattered defenders who can no longer hold a proper line. The once defiant stronghold is now overrun by a relentless tide of Elven steel. As the battle intensifies, Greyjoy reinforcements move up to stabilize the front. However, they are severely outmatched by the Lindon units pressing in from multiple angles. The attempted reinforcement fails to shift the momentum, leaving the Greyjoy line strained and vulnerable. The entire camp had devolved into a full-scale war zone. With Lindon's troops breaking through to the central command area, the structure of the Greyjoy defense collapsed from within. Skirmishes ignited across storage grounds, in a fortification with makeshift barricades, turning every part of the camp into contested ground. As their quivers ran empty, the Elven archers moved forward, abandoning the bow in favor of the blade. They steadied their formation, ready to join the brutal melee at the front. Meanwhile, the battlefield grew even more violent as steel clashed in every direction. The ground shook with the force of each impact, and the air filled with screams and chirping shields. Lindon's warriors moved with flawless coordination, their formation shifting like flowing water. Bit by bit, they encircled the Greyjoy ranks, striking from every side with precision and deadly intent. The Elven archers reached the camp gate, sweeping round to strike the Greyjoy forces from behind. Their sudden appearance shattered the defenders' focus and broke any sense of formation. And when they drew their blades, their melee assault proved just as ruthless as their earlier volleys. The Greyjoy line buckled under the combined pressure. Amid the swirling chaos, the elves made their sudden move. In a burst of speed and fury, they charged directly toward Euron Greyjoy and his bodyguards. The tide of battle shifted instantly as they carved a path toward the Ironborn commander. Caught in the center of the melee, Euron Greyjoy fought back to back with his bodyguards as the Elven charge tightened round them. But when the pressure became overwhelming, Euron spotted a narrow escape. In an instant, he turned and fled, leaving his protectors to face the storm alone. The betrayal unfolded so quickly that even his own men realized too late he was already gone. Without a commander, the Greyjoy soldiers faltered and fought merely to survive. What had started as a clash of armies had collapsed into chaos. Elven units tightened their formations and kept sweeping through the remnants of the Ironborn line. In the end, resistance became nothing more than a delaying act. The Greyjoy forces collapsed entirely, abandoning their camp as panic overtook their formation. Supply carts, shields, and weapons were left behind in their desperate escape. Lindon's disciplined regiments moved in, eliminating the scattered Ironborn who attempted to regroup. The clash had finally ended. Lindon stood triumphant, their fallen few overshadowed by the magnitude of their victory. The Greyjoy forces lay shattered, 80% cut down in the chaos, while their commander abandoned them in disgrace. The surviving Greyjoy troops ultimately retreated across the boundary between worlds, returning to the harsh shores of Westeros. By the end of the battle, Lindon held the camp firmly and secured the western borders of Middle-earth.